If you're being told that the only way that you can increase your performance in Google Ads is to increase your budget, you're being told a lie, and a very big one. Or the other reason is that the freelancer or the digital agency that you're using actually doesn't know what they're doing with Google Ads. Harsh, but it's true. And before you get angry, yes, I agree with you. Scaling Google Ads by increasing your budget is a great way to increase the total number of conversions or sales that you're receiving. However, in Google Ads, you should not be increasing your budget until you're happy with your cost per conversion. So what I mean by that is that until you are happy with how much you're paying for each individual sale or each individual lead, you should not be increasing your budget in Google Ads. It's like being told to increase the weight of your squats to 200 kilograms when you can't even squat 150 kilograms. The only thing it's going to do is cause a lot more pain and damage. In this video, I'm going to show you the 4 core settings that you need in your Google Ads campaign to make sure that your business is getting the sales and the conversions that it needs. My name is Aaron Young and I'm your 15,000 hour Google Ads master. So the first thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is to make sure that you're actually focusing on your target market. And this is done through adding detailed demographic groups and audiences. For most products, you already have a key core market that you want to market your products to. So for example, we do some marketing for a baby formula company. So straight away, before we even press go in their campaign, we made sure that we had added the detailed demographics of parents of infants, parents of toddlers, and parents of preschoolers. And then on top of that, we also made sure that we added the relevant audiences and in-market segments of baby and children's products, baby and children's clothing, baby and toddler feeding, infant feeding supplies, toddler meals, and basically anything to do with either babies, infants, or children. And the reason is simple. We added in the detailed demographics and the targeted audiences before we started our campaign because we knew that the product which we were selling, which was baby and infant formula, was not going to be suited for young professional couples, for parents with teenagers, or for single 40-year-old men. So why would we waste our precious marketing budget showing our ads to those demographics and audiences that were outside of our target market? Also, by adding in your detailed demographics and your audiences right at the start of your campaign, you're helping Google and its algorithm to quickly be able to target who are the best customers to show your ads to. So not only are you saving money, you're actually giving the Google automated settings a helping hand by being able to find your core target market a lot quicker. Do you have any questions about Google Ads that you really want answered? The good news is that I'm happy to answer any question that you have in regards to Google Ads. If you want me to answer your question, you need to do 2 things. Firstly, subscribe to my channel and then leave your question in the comment section below. And as soon as I see a question, I'll answer it, and you never know, I may even make a video about it. Okay, the second point, you need to focus on your keyword quality score. Even though Google Ads is based on an auction, it's important to remember that the highest bidder does not always win that coveted #1 position. As on top of your CPC, Google gives your bid an ad quality score. Because when Google calculates your ad rank, it's not only on your CPC or the amount that you're willing to pay, it also looks at your ad quality. So it's not just about how much you're willing to pay. And when Google decides your ad rank, your keyword quality score is one of the main factors that Google looks at. So when Google looks at your keyword quality score, it takes into account how your ad copy relates to the user's search inquiry. And then on top of that, it also takes into account your landing page experience and content and how that relates back to the searcher's original search inquiry. So to make sure that you're always getting a high keyword quality score, you need to make sure that your ad copy and your landing page match the user's search intent. So in order to be able to achieve this, you need to firstly make sure that all of your ad groups only have one keyword theme in each ad group. And this is so that you can make sure that all of your ads match that one keyword theme, and then all of your ads go to a landing page which not only matches the ad copy, but also matches that original searcher inquiry. So for example, if you're an insurance company that specializes in motorcycle insurance and also dirt bike insurance, rather than just placing all of your keywords and your ads into one big campaign and ad group, you need to separate these 2 keyword themes. So you've got one separate ad group, which is all about targeting keywords for motorcycle insurance. And then you've got a second ad group, which is all about targeting keywords and search terms related to dirt bike insurance. So to illustrate this, the flow that you need to be seeing in your keywords and your ad groups needs to be like this. Is firstly, you have the searcher searching for dirt bike insurance, and this triggers an ad, which is within an ad group that only has keywords related to dirt bike insurance. Then your ad copy is speaking specifically to dirt bike insurance, which then takes the user to a page which is all about dirt bike insurance. And then on the other side, for motorcycle insurance, we would have have all of our keywords which relate to that theme inside one motorcycle insurance ad group, which only has ads which relate to motorcycle insurance, which then once again takes the user to a landing page which is all about motorcycle insurance only. So you can see by using this strategy in these settings, you're showing a very clear pathway, not only for Google, but for the user, where their original search term is matched not only with your ad copy, but it's also matched with your landing page experience and all of your required conversion actions that you're wanting them to do when they're on that relevant page. So rather than having campaigns and ad groups with just really broad keyword themes, for success in Google Ads, you need to make sure that your ad copy and your landing page are specifically targeted towards the searcher's original search intent. Did you know that all of the optimizations that I'm talking about in this video are actually listed in my Google Ads optimization checklist? This is a checklist that tells you what you need to optimize in your Google Ads campaign every 72 hours, every week, every month, and every 90 days. If you don't have your checklist yet, follow the link in the description so that you can get yours today. Let's get back into the teaching. Our third point is very, very closely related to your keyword quality score. And this is when we talk about you need to improve your click-through ratio. If you don't know, your click-through ratio is a simple metric which calculates how many people see your ad versus how many people actually click on your ad. And Google makes it very, very clear that additional to the relevance of your ad copy and the relevance of your landing page, your expected click-through ratio is one of the main attributes towards your ad rank. So very simply, by increasing your click-through ratio, you're actually putting downward pressure on your average cost per click. And the reason for this is that with a higher click-through ratio, you're giving Google more confidence that your ad is actually going to be clicked on. Think of it like this. You've got two clients. One client is prepared to pay you $1,000 a month for your services, and you've got a 90% guarantee rate that they're going to pay you every single month. Versus the second client who's willing to pay you $2,000, so double the amount, but you've only got a 10% chance of them paying. So it makes clear sense you would take on the client who's willing to pay you $1,000 because you've got a 90% chance of them actually coming through and making payment. Even though the other client may be willing to pay more, you've got a very, very low chance of actually getting paid. Always remember, Google only gets paid when someone actually clicks on the ad. So the Google Ads algorithm is much more concerned and puts a lot more focus on the chances of your ad getting clicked versus how much you're willing to pay. So here you can see the very clear relationship between your click-through ratio and your average CPC. So you can see here when our click-through ratio decreased a little bit, it actually put upward pressure and our cost per click increased. But then when we started focusing again on our click-through ratio and we were able to increase our click-through ratio, you can see that every time we increased our click-through ratio, we saw a reduction in your CPC. So it's very important to understand the relationship between your click-through ratio and your cost per click, and how you're always wanting to make sure that you're increasing your click-through ratio, because as you increase your click-through ratio, you actually see a reduction in your cost per click. And the final secret in Google Ads is that you need to review your device performance. And what we mean by that is review the performance on your ads and how they are performing when someone is using a mobile, a computer, or a tablet. Optimizations by devices are severely underutilized in Google Ads. As a general rule, if you have a really high priced item, or you have a service which requires a highly detailed form to be completed, chances are that your campaign will perform a lot better if you have a focus on computers. And the reason for this is because people like to use their computer when they're making a large purchase. They may want to see more photos in detail or be able to do further research. Or if your service has a really detailed form that they need to fill out, it's going to be a lot easier on the interface of a computer as opposed to the small screen of a mobile. While campaigns that are focusing on simple contact forms or email buttons or click to call buttons or low priced e-commerce items are generally going to have a better result if they're focusing on small mobile devices. So to review your devices when you're in your campaign, go down to devices, and then this brings up the individual data and how your campaign is relating when people are interacting with your ads on your website from a computer, a mobile phone, or a tablet. Now in this example, they're selling a life insurance and superannuation product. So the conversion action is a highly detailed form. And for that reason, you can actually see that they're getting far better results on computers as opposed to mobile phones. Now, when we started to get this data, and we could see very clearly that not only were we getting a lower cost per conversion, but we're getting nearly double the conversion rate, and we're getting a much higher ROAS, or conversion value on cost, we started to actually go through and increase the bid adjustments for computers. And then what this has done is this has taken the same budget and it's prioritized more of that budget for computers, which is ultimately increasing our total number of conversions. So make sure that you're maxing out your campaign performance without having to increase your budget. Make sure that you're focusing in on your target market, you're increasing your keyword quality score, You're doing everything you can do to increase your click-through ratio, and you're also optimizing for the best device performance. Why don't you let me know how you go with those changes in your very own Google Ads campaign? And before you go, remember, if you've got any burning questions that you want answered for Google Ads, make sure you subscribe to the channel and leave your question in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to come back and answer that question for you. Also, if you want to learn more about optimizing your Google Ads campaign, and especially what is working this year in Google Ads, why don't you go through and check out this video right here. See you next time.